My name's Michael, this is AM Disc Golf, and this is a quick update on what I've been throwing so far. My putting putters haven't changed, still got two Nomads, starting to love them, so I think these are certainly staying. I know that was a little bit of a question when I did the first one, but those are staying for now. Now for a disc that is a question, and that is my throwing putter. I believe I had the P2 in the bag, and I had that for a while, and I got this Luna. I'm just not really feeling it. I think it's okay. Maybe just not for me. So still in the bag for now. Very likely going to change at some point to something else. Last video there was a question on my zone disc. I believe I was looking at the Tactic or the A3, the A4, the zone, a different zone. I tried a bunch of different things and I actually settled on this. This is the MVP Tempo. It just came out not too long ago. It's been fantastic. This has taken the zone spot in my bag, and I have no regrets about that whatsoever. Let's go to drivers now that the putting and approach stuff is done. And here I have, for my fastest disc, I have the Trail. Still a little more overstable than I think the disc was intended for. However, it does get good distance for me. I've gained about 50 feet off of the tee pad this year alone, this past month or so. And on those long open shots, I tend to be grabbing the Trail. Even in some of the more narrow tunnel shots, if it's long enough, I'm grabbing the Trail. This has been doing me very well. I recommend picking one up. I'm very excited to try the Fission Trail when those come out, but I don't think it'll be kicking this Neutron one out. I think it might just complement it in the future. I've got this ESP Flex Raptor. I was trying a Raptor and I actually lost it on the first throw. I got this one. I tend to like softer plastics a little bit. This is just my forehand disc, especially off the tee. If I need a forehand shot, I'm probably grabbing this, and so far it's done me very well. We've got the H7. This is just the understable distance-ish driver that I've got. I love this thing. I love getting it to flip. I love it even if it doesn't flip. And if you have not checked this out, I would check it out. This has been in my bag for quite a while and it will certainly stay. I might have to get a new one at some point, but the mold itself will stay. Got the Terra. Still got the Terra. Don't throw this one as much, and I'll get to why later. But this one, yeah, it's a Terra, good disc. If you like the Trail, you'll like the Terra. If you like the Terra, you'll probably like the Trail. Okay, this driver is somewhat new to my bag, and that is a Champ Eagle. And yeah, I mean, it's an Eagle. This is a little bit more overstable, but I get good distance out of it. I love grabbing this off of the tee. And because I have this, I'm not really grabbing the Terra as much anymore. I'm usually grabbing the Eagle if I want something like that. I've also just got this DX Eagle still, just in case there's water in a distance where, you know, maybe the disc makes it over, maybe it doesn't, or if I'm just not sure about a course or where water is exactly on the hole. Probably grabbing the DX one. Otherwise, the Champ one is my go-to driver at the moment. I still have the two Fission Rhythms in the bag. Still love them. This green one is just getting a little too flippy for me. It's super beaten. I still have it in the bag, you know, just in case. There are some shots that really call for that. But it is no longer my main driver. I'm either between this pink one or the Champ Eagle. I did add a new mold to my driver lineup that replaces what was the Leopard slot, and that is the Discraft Cicada. I've got two of them here in Z plastic and titanium. I think I like this one more, mostly for the stamp because it looks like the American flag. But if I think it might be a little hard to see on the course for whatever reason, got this titanium one. They fly about the same for me at this point, so it doesn't really matter. But these just go super straight, a little bit of fade at the end. It was exactly what I wanted from a Leopard. but it just feels more comfortable in the hand, and I think I can even go just a little bit further than I was with the Star Leopards. Now we get to the mid-range lineup, and this is where, things get to be a little more simple here. I really pared down my bag. I was really struggling to find an overstable lineup of mids, so I settled on 2 Caymans. I've got this Champ one, which is my main one, and I've got this Star one, which is really just a backup. But if for some reason I think that the blue one might get lost, I'm probably grabbing the pink one. I love these. These go super straight, and then they're just hook left. And occasionally there's a shot that really just calls for that. So these are my go-to super overstable mid-ranges. I do have the new Balance, the new Stock Run Neutron Balance, which really complements the Caymans. It's not as overstable, so if I just need it to go straight and then have a little bit more to the left than maybe like a Hex or a Buzz, I'm grabbing the Balance. But if I don't need it to go super far left or really, really hold a hyzer angle with the Cayman, then I'm grabbing the Balance. So I've been leaning on this disc a little bit more, especially when it's windy. Just a fantastic disc. If you like the Hex and it's a little bit windy, the Balance is certainly the way to go there. Speaking of the Hex, I have 2 of them. I think the last time I did my in the bag, this one was lost or was just found. I don't remember. But I still have a Fission and a Neutron one. I tend to throw the Fission one a little bit more. It is a little bit more overstable than you would think, but it's still super straight. Same thing with this one. I just have both in case one gets lost, or sometimes I just get that gut feeling that I got to go with the Neutron one over the Fission one. But 90% of the time, I'm grabbing the Fission one to throw. Then for the slightly more understable mids, we have 2 Detours here. This one is actually quite a bit flippy. I thought it wouldn't be because I didn't throw it as much, or at least I thought. But it is a little flippy, and this one is a little bit more straight. This is what I usually grab off the tee in a wooded tunnel shot if I'm not grabbing a driver and I just want a nice mid-range out. I tend to grab this specific Detour. I love it. It goes very straight. If you hook it a little bit right, it'll come back. If you keep it straight, it'll hook just a little bit left at the end. But overall, in a tunnel, I'm looking to grab one of these 2 Detours if I'm not grabbing a driver. Finally, we have the last disc in my bag, which I currently have mixed feelings about. I like it sometimes, but I'm trying to get better at my forehand, which would remove the necessity to have this disc, and that is the Paradox. I believe last time I had a slightly different Paradox in the bag. That one's just too light. I think that one was 154 or something. This is 176. So this is my go-to Paradox right now. If I just need a mid-range to finish to the right and I don't want a forehand or can't forehand for some reason, I'm grabbing the Paradox. So not often grabbing this, but when you need it, it does come in clutch. Like I said, this is just a quick update on what I've been throwing. My distance has increased about 50 feet due to coaching. Since I filmed the last video, maybe I will film a video on what it was like finding a coach and getting the lessons and how you take that information and translate it onto the course. So maybe that'll be the next video, but you'll have to subscribe to find out. So until next time, thank you for watching.